Oi, you know what time it is? You're tuned in listening to Dry That Aussie Metal Guy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his content when it drops. And remember, stay brutal, you mad dogs. Roof.
Okay then, g'day, how you all going? It's Dry That Aussie Metal Guy here with crank.com. So today, tonight, this evening, wherever you are in the world, it's a great pleasure. I'm getting to have a chat with Mr. Geoffro O'Leary of Piston Fist. Latest single, Repent. They just done a big fucking tour over in Europe. They've been ripping it up since about 2018, I believe, is it? Yep. Making a bloody good name for yourself, touring all over the bloody place, which is great to see. So it's great to finally get to nail you down for a chat, my friend.
Cheers, mate. I appreciate it very much. It's really good to be here. We've been busy and probably not as busy as yourself, but I'm very thankful that you made time for me, mate. Thank you.
No, mate. This is an absolute pleasure. For the uninitiated, can you kind of give me a little bit of background of kind of where the band started from and how the formation kind of happened?
Okay, lots of lineup changes, lots of that stuff went on. We started out, myself and two good mates used to jam on a Sunday at a friend of mine's place. You know, we'd have a few drinks, a barbecue. The kids were the same age; they'd hang out, and that particular band was called Oath. It was more of a bluesy rock, fun Sunday Arvey, no thought, you know, rolling things up, kind of Sunday afternoon vibe. And one of the boys wrote a song, said, and I was the drummer in that particular band. I've never really been a vocalist or a guitarist. So he said, I did some backups, and he said, I think your voice will suit this. Have a crack at it. We had a crack at it. Well, what about a side project? Ha ha ha. That'll be funny. Next thing you know, we're in the studio busting out a couple of songs, and it started not a piss take, but just as a fun, silly kind of thing, you know. And off we went. We went a little bit harder, and then we started pushing. That guy, the original guy, he wrote our earlier stuff. He'd since left. You know, it was all about fun for him, and I was pretty keen to tour and do the thing, get stuck in. I've been in bands for years beforehand as a drummer, but you know, this was kind of fun and exciting, and we were starting to get crowds, and people liked it, and so I you know, I put the hammer down a little bit and started really pushing, and here we are. You know, it's lots of lineup changes and an album and a bunch of videos, and I'm really happy. It's been a shit ton of fun.
Oh, damn straight, you should be happy. You've been bloody working hard, and that's the thing. You gotta put in all these fucking hours of work, which I will jump into a little bit later. Tell me first, though, what was that transition like from being a drummer and drumming in multiple bands and coming over and being kind of the front man and the vocalist? Because unfortunately, I do photography as well, and as much as I try and get that drummer in the back, it's fucking hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard to do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we always have a giggle when our drummer gets in shot, and there's a, oh, yeah, dude, he got you. You know, he got a photo of you. But yeah, it took a while. It wasn't something that happened naturally by any means. I had to practice, and I wasn't a guitarist either. And we were going to get a second guitarist, and I went, fuck that, I'll work it out. Give me a guitar. So I had to learn both at the same time. And yeah, it was definitely not easy, man. I was nervous. I didn't have a kit to hide behind. You know, I had to be at the front, and I had to G up the crowd, and I had to do them frontman things. So yeah, it took a while. It took a while to get proper comfortable, but you know, after a while, like, you know, definitely when I've only recently really put down the guitar in the last 12 months. We brought in Maddie, an extra guitarist, and that's been really cool. Now I can get around the stage. I'm not stuck to a microphone stand, you know. That's really cool. I'm really, really enjoying that. It's good fun. Yeah.
That'd be a lot more fun too, kind of exploring that aspect, because like I've been to shows and it's great to see the, you know, sitting there, but like you go to shows where you see, like, for example, Youngie from King Parrot, and he's bouncing around like a fucking epileptic bunny all over the stage, and you just can't help be fucking enamored by that sort of stage show presence. So as a front man, you kind of got to perform a little bit in
That's
essence
right.
as well and G up that crowd.
Yeah, that's right. And it shouldn't, like, personally, I don't think it should be a thing that you have to work at. The
Yep.
music should do it.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling it, then there's probably something wrong, and maybe you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, if you're not feeling your own music, then what the fuck, man? Like, come
Yeah,
on, climb up a bit.
absolutely.
And then
Yeah,
the shows are absolutely bloody unreal, especially the local scene. You know, you go there and you see a bunch of friends, and it's like, fuck yeah, dude.
yeah, that's right. That's right. It's good. It's dope seeing your mates in the crowd and that, especially if they're into it and they're going for it. It's a really good feeling. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Yeah, so tell us about those, like the first few singles you kind of released. I think it was Home, Killer, and On the Run, and then Black Rain. They all kind of, I suppose, they were the first tracks that you kind of went in and started getting serious and kind of in the studio that
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
that's
about. Yeah,
exactly right. And that's the stuff that was our original
yep,
guitarist. That was the stuff that he wrote. He was right into that bluesier, more rockin' kind of stuff. And yeah, they were just like, there was no, what would you call it? Not thought, but there was no guidelines, or there was no anything. It was just,
yep.
dirty fucking rock and roll. Let's write a rock and roll song. And yeah, it was kind of easy, I suppose. I come from metal bands. I was counting numbers, playing drums and things like that. And this was just 4/4 rock and roll, and it was good fun. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, then as was the left, I started writing quite a bit, and
Yep.
I was brought up on Sepul, Slayer, and Machine Head, and Pantera, all them things. So that definitely crept in a little bit more. There's more kick drum, more double kicks, more chugs.
I noticed that with Redline, and especially with this latest single, Repent, which you can tell me about as well. But it definitely, like, you're this rock band, but hard rock, and you got real metal influences in these, dude. And you
Yeah,
can hear that coming through in Repent as well.
yeah, absolutely, man. We've definitely, I don't know, lifted up. That Repent was actually a song written by the new guitarist Matt. He was jamming, doing a side project with our drummer at the time, Damo. Damien Biggers is a hell of a drummer. Like, you can hear the drums on that thing. He was in a band called Sarkuth, had some original members from Misery in there, and he's been around the traps. Damo, he's in a band called Dr. 12 Gauge. He actually produced Repent. So we went and recorded it with Damo. But that's what got Matt into the band. They sent me out this track and said, "Hey, Jeff, do you want to do some guest vocals on this?"
Yep.
And I went, "Oh, wow, I fucking like that lots." And I went, "I'll tell you what, how about I put the guitar down, and Matty, you and your song, come on over here." And ever since, I got on really well with Matty. We're similar blokes from similar eras. We like the Cars and a beer or two, and them kind of things. So we get on really well, and it just worked a treat. And I kind of went, because I wrote a lot of the album, but I'm not a songwriter. Whereas Matty knew his stuff. He knew he could write a song really well. He knew the theory behind how to write a song as well as, fuck, that sounds good. Whereas I was just like, fucking cool, chug, let's go, kind of thing. Yeah.
But isn't that the kind of key, though, to kind of get in there and start making the music and kind of learn as you go? And I suppose those first few singles, and especially with that debut album, you would have learnt so much
Oh,
going into
absolutely.
this newer material that you're working on now.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We're right in the guts of writing another album now.
Yep.
That's actually the first release off the album, even though we haven't recorded the whole album.
I gathered
We're,
that.
yeah, we're working really, really hard, and definitely it is a lot different. The last album, we were a completely different lineup. So these guys, we are still working each other out a little
Yep.
bit, and I'm definitely pushing for um like a everybody input
Yes.
into the album. I've said it a few times, this is not my band. I might be the only fucking loser left in the band, but it's not my band. I definitely want to be a team. Like everybody get amongst it and get your ideas in there, and it is interesting, but everybody has different ideas. We definitely think differently, but it's really, really rad because someone will come up with something and it's just like, what? And I'll have a listen to it and go, oh fuck, right? Oh, that's actually really, really cool. There's definitely some left of center shit going on as far as I'm concerned, and it's kind of paying off a little bit. It's good. Yeah, lots of learning, lots of curves going on. It's I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I don't care. I enjoy the fuck out of music, no matter what we're doing, whether it's fucking supporting them big boys or playing in a dive bar to 10 people. Man, I enjoy rehearsing. I get really disappointed and a little bit shattered when someone says I can't rehearse tonight. I'm like, oh, I was kind of fucking looking forward to going and being a noisy bugger. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of bloody hard work. People don't realize, because not only unfortunately, no one can be a full-time musician these days. So you're all juggling fucking day jobs, full-time jobs, and then getting over and then recording music. And then in your spare time, you're fucking touring all over bloody Australia. Seniors went down to Melbourne and things like that. And a lot of these tours and that, you're barely fucking making even, but you do it because it's spreading the word of Piston Fist and getting you out and growing the band and watching you guys grow. Because I've been watching and following you guys and had you on Facebook for fucking few years now. Watching you guys grow, it's always exciting for me, being an Aussie metalhead, seeing these bands kind of succeed and kick goals, but people don't see the amount of hours and hours of work you put into it, and then money.
Absolutely.
And then having that support at these shows that people get along and kind of fucking buy tickets, line up for merch, say g'day.
Yeah.
It means the fucking world to guys like you.
Yeah, it absolutely does, man. I still have I still have a little bit of a hard time with it. Like, when I'm sitting behind a merch desk and somebody comes up and says, can I get an album? Can I get you guys to sign it? It's still something in my head goes, fucking why? Like, what would you want my signature on it, on this? This like, I'm proud of the album. I'm really stoked with it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. It's something that, it's not that I don't have faith in us or anything like that, and I don't believe in our product. It's just weird.
Yeah.
That people look up to you or whatever that is,
And that's the main reason you're doing it, I suppose. Well, like one of the big reasons, like it would be great to break even, at least be able to pay for the next album and maybe buy a beer at a gig. But you know what I mean? Those moments where people come up and they have this connection where, because you've felt that too with bands and music, you listen to, you go, man, that really hits me. And then you know what that feels like as well, to have someone else come up to you and go, man, that album that really fucking hit me. It's like you were singing my life right then, dude.
Yeah, that's right. And man, that's happened a shit ton with Black Rain. I don't know if you've had a good listen to Black Rain, but there's a very serious issue that we talk about in Black Rain with mental health and male suicide and all that sort of stuff. And I've had so many people. I had a fucking email from Brazil where somebody said, thank you so much, you've saved my life. I was just about to fucking do something really silly. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, this is a dude from Brazil. And I'll tell you one story about a guy. We played a show down at Mo's down the Gold Coast, up here in Queensland. And there was this massive man. He was just huge. Like I was looking up at him going, oh, cool, you really like our stuff. And he took a moment and then he said, oh, man, like, I'm an ex-war vet. Black Rain, it moved me proper. Like, it's changed the way I think. Thank you so much. It's helped me so much. And then he just started bawling, like right in front of me, and I had to like reach up to this dude and give him a hug. Like, it was just a monster, and it was just like confronting as well as really sick that I was able to reach somebody with a song like that heavily, that he broke down in front of me. It was just, and he didn't cry a little bit, like the fucking big unit was bawling. It was crazy. But so I am, again, very privileged to be able to do this and help people in any way, not just make them bang their head and feel a big groove. It's good to be able to help.
That's what I like about your music. Like, you can take it on face value, and like you just said, you can have a bang and a bit of a groove, but just do tackle some fairly weighty themes and that Black Rain. I've suffered with depression my whole bloody life. I was diagnosed with PTSD by the time I was 17, major depression, anxiety, and then everything else. So for me, I think it's a subject we need to talk more about. And I love when bands do bring out songs like this and do have a conversation about mental health. And, you know, the days like, oh, it's okay, reach out, it's okay day. And I think it goes a little bit further. I watched that video that you kind of dropped. I think it was the Men's Health line, man. I was like, that's it. You know what I mean? When you see someone's having a fucking bad day or something, also reach out to them. You know what I mean? Because
that's right.
Facebook and that, it just I feel it too. I put up a post going, man, I'm more than just likes and fucking emojis and fucking white screen on white letters on a black screen. I'm a person, you know. I have feelings, thoughts, and emotions as well. So, you know, kind of fucking talk to me sometimes, you know. And
that's right.
So you don't feel so alone. And I think we need to do more of that in this community as well. And another thing I've said to a lot of people is we need to bring out more unity in this community. We need to more fucking look after each other and not look at other bands and other media outlets as competition or fucking, we're all in this together. You know, we all love this scene and we all should all be lifting each other up and supporting each other, even on those fucking bad days.
I remember somebody said to me a saying, was it big tides float all ship or rising tides float all ships, something along them lines. So, you know, you pick everybody up. As the tide comes up, all the ships come up. So if you can help them, if you can fucking bring them up, you know, just like anything I can do. And this goes out to everyone, all the bands, anybody that needs a hand. If you need, you know, we just did a podcast with Sensoto, and we did that reach out. Like, you know, we traveled all through Europe. We played lots of venues. We had lots of drama, lots of bullshit, lots of positive, lots of awesome. But if there's a band out there and you want to reach out, I'm more than welcome to help as much as I fucking can, because I might save you a fuck ton of money, because we are going to save a fuck ton of money on our next trip, I promise. But, you know, we just learned a shitload. And I think that should carry on. Fuck the bullshit. Yes. There's too much bullshit. Just, you know, worry about the positive, fucking move forward, and things will be better. Like, you know, if you can try and not worry about that band calling him this or fucking all of that sort of rot. I think the fact that I'm not a young man makes it a lot different. You know, I think I give a shit a little bit more about what's important, and I fucking don't care about the bullshit so much anymore. You know, I don't worry. I think, you know, going back to Black Rain, I think that's a good thing, because I'm an older bloke and because the band is full of older people. When we say it's okay to help, like, you know, we come through working in the early 90s where toughen up was normal.
Yeah.
Harden up, take a spoonful of concrete. That was all normal as fuck to cop that. And you did. You shut up and you just got on with it. And you just tucked that away in the back of your fucking head. And I worry about that when I'm by myself. And, you know, like it. But I've seen a shitload of suicides in my life. And it's because, no doubt in my fucking mind, because people were too hard, too tough to reach out and take care of business when they had to. So hearing it from older blokes like us on stages, you know, I have no doubt that people go, oh, well, that big fucking meathead reckons it's all right, then maybe it is all right to talk. I hope. Anyway.
Oh, they fucking most definitely do. I've just had a guy who I met through this come all the way from Melbourne. I live in Adelaide, near Adelaide, about 3 hours from Adelaide. He drove up from Melbourne to pick me up to go to a crypt crawler gig, and we connected because he watched an interview through this, and then we started talking about our mental health problems. He's like, man, you look like you got it together. And it's like, no, I'm just like, bro, I'm struggling just like everybody else, man. And then we had this conversation, and it's like, yeah, it's just amazing what you can do when you reach out to people and you kind of lift each other up as well. And I found that, like, when you're facing the fucking end, none of that bullshit matters. You know what I mean? Just looking after each other. And you know, man, I was facing the fucking end there. They didn't even think I was going to make it through stage 4 cancer. And I still spent that time battling cancer, lifting other people up and other bands when I was well enough, doing interviews, still supporting the scene. Because for me, that meant the fucking world to me to be able to lift up other people. And it gives you kind of a buzz helping other people.
Amazing. Too. Absolutely amazing. Well done, bruv.
Yeah. Repent. Tell us about Repent, man. That does tackle some strong themes. Tell me about the themes that you do tackle with that. Since we did talk about Black Rain, we'll go for another heavy subject.
Yeah, here we go. So yeah, you know, obviously you've had a listen. The lyrics are strong. I'm a tattooer. I tattoo for a living, and I get lots of people sitting in that seat for a long time that I chat to. You know, and they do, like we're next to hairdressers,
therapists,
you know.
mate.
We're the people that listen, you know, therapists, exactly right. But you know, I've had a couple of people that have come in and they'd been as kids in, you know, a particular high school or college or whatever, they'd been dealt with badly by, you know, by people in power that they should have been in a fucking safe place with. And that's what the song, like, I know I go in and there's the word priest, you know, but I am, like, we're trying to talk about anybody that is in a position of power where people that are weaker should be comfortable. Like, why they're weaker, you know, whether they're young, whether they're not well, whatever the fuck the reason is, they should be safe and feel protected. And when these people turn around and use their power to hurt these people in any fucking way, shape, or form, they're a piece of shit. Yep. That's generally what the song's about.
Yeah, it's a cracking track, and it's a taste of what the first fucking material is off of the new album. So that being said, your debut Redline, you've had some lineup changes well and truly since then. How do you feel this new music is differing compared to your previous work?
Yeah, I think it's definitely got we've you know, I think there's a little bit more of a hardcore kind of old school vibe going on, but there's a couple of new songs that have even gone back a little bit further to the rock and stuff that we even earlier produced. We did have a bit of a chat, and you know, if we could find that happy medium in between, somewhere along the lines of Orange Goblin, Clutch, you know, that kind of thing, and throw in fucking Hatebreed and Sepultura and Machine Head, and mix that together nicely. That's kind of, I think that's somewhere near where we're at anyway, really. So I think, I don't know, we've got 3 new bangers that I'm really, really happy with, but there's some other stuff in there, like, you know, I keep saying to our drummer, like, fuck, a blast beat would be sick. And he kind of look at me and go, like, are you sure? Is that like, just saying, you know, it's really good because we're all, you know, we're all multi musicians. Our bass player plays lead guitar in a blues rock band. Our guitarist plays drums. Our drummer plays guitar. So we're all throwing riffs at each other from all sorts of directions, you know. So there could be some really surprising shit on there, but we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose.
It's very exciting, like, and you do have that sound that you don't have to kind of lock yourself into just that earlier kind of rock stuff you were doing. You have this great versatility in your vocals where you do kind of have this hardcore edge at times as well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep talking about the latest single, but I can definitely hear that and that Repent as well, dude. So it must be fun not only kind of having this lineup now kind of set in place and kind of learning each other as musicians, but also making this great music and the future of what is for Piston.
Yeah, man. There's another massive positive that's come out of it as well, is the fact that the boys are workers, like that. I've up until most of these boys come in, I've done 90% of everything, you know, like I was doing all the promo writing, managing, booking, all of the stuff. But like, you know, our drummer Ryan's a whiz on a computer. He does shit really well. James has been helping me promote and do social media and shit like that. Matty's a hell of a writer, and we've got Sherv. He's our newest addition. and Sherv is like he came on tour with us through Europe, but he's also the lead guitarist for Sin Soto, who come on tour with us through Europe. So we shared Sherv. Sherv had triple duties on that tour. He had to play in 3 different acts, so that kept him really busy. But yeah, and he knows recording and sound, and he writes a hell of a cool riff as well. So really stoked to have him on board. And he's just all of them are just good cunts.
Yeah,
It's just really good. There's no bullshit, and it's really cool getting back in the room and just feeling it when we're all on. It's fucking rad.
and then knowing that, like, you got a bunch of guys that are willing to grind, because it is about the fucking grind, dude. Like, you're going to be, man, I feel it, because I was sitting there and this guy's watching everything I do, and I said, it's a grind, man. I'm just like the bands, man. I grind and grind and grind, and I get paid just like the bands. I don't fucking get anything doing this, but I love doing it as well. So having a bunch of guys in there, knowing that you've got to grind for fucking countless hours before you can start seeing something come, you know what I mean? It's so...
Yeah, 100%, man. It is really good. And that's what it is. It's a grind. I nearly said this earlier. I had a conversation with my drummer just last night, and he's like he done some pre-pro on a song, and he used not an electric kit, like a sampled kit, with samples. And he's been pushing to go, listen, we don't need to record acoustic fucking drums. We can do this, through a computer, and I can program drums. And I'm just like, oh, dude, I know. And he's like, it'll save so much money and so much time. And I was like, dude, I didn't get into this to save money.
Yeah.
And save time. That, like, I do this because I fucking love it. Like, there's, setting up the drum kit, going to the studio, throwing away money. It's part of the game. This is what we fucking do. Like, and I cannot do programmed drums. Like, we're a fucking dirty rock and roll.
You're a drummer band as well, so you'd be
absolutely yeah, man. We had to do it. The tour that we just did in Europe, we had to use electric drums. Like, the whole tour was on an electric kit, and for the first 5 shows in the UK, I played drums and sung because our drummer couldn't get there.
Done the old Phil Collins.
Yeah. So I had to play on this electric kit. Like, I've got an electric kit at home that I practice and write songs on when but I don't. It's just wrong. It's personal opinion. Other guys are quite happy with it. What
was that European tour like, man? Because I kind of seen it was happening, and then kind of just a little bit, and then it was good. I was glad to see you getting all over there. I was pretty fucking stoked for that.
Oh man, it was epic. It was absolutely epic. We made a lot of friends. We we were in the bus with Sin Soto. There was 11 of us in that bus, and we're family now, man. Like, we're tight as hell. We're working on a few things together with Sin Soto. But yeah, man, we played this venue in Czechia in Czech, and it was built by hand by the guy that owned the place and his father.
It was share the tour poster from that. Keep talking.
Oh yeah, sick. Yeah, and it was just epic. This guy had made his own ridiculous like venue that was just so sick, and there was artwork everywhere, like made out of steel and shit like that, and massive stage. He had drink, eat. They just looked after us so well. The crowd was massive, super responsive. They had like 2 massive big statues up each side of the stage, and the smoke machines were inside them, and they came out the nostrils, and their eyes lit up, and it was just insane, dude. It was just so good. And like Unsane had been through there just a couple of weeks before. These like legend metal bands play there, and it was just sick. And they partied till like fucking 7:30 in the morning.
We have so much to learn from bloody Europe over here in Australia, and I know America's the same. Compared to Europe, it is fucking nothing. The way they support the scene over there is...
They have it right. We have it wrong. We really do.
Oh, we most definitely do. And a thing that is wrong is also this fucking streaming cycle. It's great to get your music out to all these ears, but you know, people go buy the fucking albums as well and the music and the merch. I know I bang on about it so much, but the streaming cycles and those rich corporate assholes are just fucking raping our music, the bands like yourself and the music industry. Yeah, it's great. I think if we're going to have these streaming cycles, they need to support the bands more. They need to there needs to be something that happens, but I could go on all day about that. It's a pain in the ass, but you get all these streams like, I will look over on Spotify, you got a ton of streams there. It'd be great if like even 10% of them went over and bought the album and some merch, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, man. That'd be amazing. And that's dead right. Like if them numbers translated to buying a stubby cooler each, this probably wouldn't cost us money, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it does. It's just it is what it is. And that they're doing a great job of, like, you know, they're doing a really good job of rorting us.
Yeah.
Like if you want your numbers to go up, no problem. We can get your numbers up, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
You know, like you want me to pay you for my product?
Yeah,
like,
and that's how important touring is, because that's why you bust your ass touring as much as you do, because that is your chance to get out and actually connect with these fans and put your face to the band as well. And as you say, have them come up and say good day at the merch stand. And you've also bloody signed with X Music. Dude, they got some fucking killer bands on there as well, so that's pretty cool.
Really stoked. Well, that's Frankenbach just signed with them too, so I'm a massive Bach fan. Have been for years.
You were just down seeing Azza and that not long ago, yeah?
Oh yeah. We stayed with Az for a little while. I talked to Az a lot on the phone. We whinge and bitch and moan about, you know, all the same things and have a really, really good laugh. He is he's very inspiring as well, as he's a hard worker, man. He's busted his balls for a long fucking time.
I've seen them back. Fuck, dude. It would have been maybe 2001. They were supporting Slayer and Machine Head, and I seen them at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. And I was instantly fucking hooked. And I'd seen we've released the Loopholes. And I'm like, fuck you guys. I bought that years ago. If you know, all these other people relying on streaming, drop it on streaming. Well, if you're smart and you bought it, like fucking me, you'd be right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they were unreal, man. I've been a fan of those guys for fucking ages, man.
Yeah, same, man. I still, you know, we toured with them a couple of years ago. We toured, we did Sydney and Melbourne, Newcastle, and, you know, I fucking pinch myself every time, like, oh, Buckley playing with Frankenbach. This is so sick. Yeah, it's really good. And good humans, man. They're all good lads. It's really cool.
Yeah, dude, they're amazing, man. So it's good to see them firing up again. You've also shared the stages with fucking like Jane's Addiction, Alice Cooper, and a whole bunch of cool people as well. That must have been pretty fun.
Yeah, that was what was the really, really good thing for us was we haven't seen that kind of production.
Yep.
You know, it was like the clarity. I could hear myself clear as a fucking bell on stage. And like, you know, even afterwards, our good mates going, fuck, dude, your vocals would never sound better. I was like, I could hear me. You know, I knew when I was going up and down. It was fucking sick. And room, you could run. It was really, really. Both of them. Oh well, we played 3 of them big shows. That was next level, man. And you know, like we play a dive bar in fucking Brizzy, and it's like, here's $20 and a 6-pack. Make sure you don't drink them all. And you know, we walked into this when we played with Alice Cooper. The guy that I met at the door, who I found out later was Hilltop Hood's manager, he was like super nice, and he was like, "Oh, we're still getting your room ready, guys. So just go and have some breakfast. There's fucking, you know, hamburgers down there and brekkie burgers and coffee, and help yourselves." And we were like, "Oh, really? You know, we're the scumbags. Are you fucking sure?" And we go up to this room, and we got a room next to Cosmic Psychos and Wolf Mother and all these, you know, proppers, and there's, you know, beer on ice and fucking fruit platters, and it was just like, wow, are we in Brisbane? Is this real? And yeah, it was just really cool, man. Really cool to see how the big boys play. You know,
I think that's super important, and I think that it used to be a stock standard thing that was brought in. I know there was some legislation brought in fucking, I don't know, 70s or 80s, that when these big bands played, they had to have an
a
Australian
local
band.
Yeah, man.
An Australian band supporting. And I think that should be the fucking, it just should be the across everything. I don't know why that hasn't kept happening. Like I've seen, like Metallica's just been announced, I don't have a spare $500 and they had these bands, which would be great, but they don't, there's no local bands touring. And we have so many amazing bands here in Australia. Even if you go look at the top tier bands, we've got like, Parkway Drive, you could have got them fuckers on there and, Airborne, dude, they're over in Europe selling out stadium fucking shows, big shows, but they can't sell out a fucking bar show here. You know what I mean? We need to have, I don't know, there's something wrong with the music scene at the moment and the government needs to step up and fucking get onto a lot of things. And I'm not liking that I'm starting to see these international bands come over and not have one Australian support. It kind of breaks my heart a little.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a whinge about it online. It was
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, what was that? Was the Coal Chamber, the Coal Chamber shows that came. Was it Coal Chamber and I can't remember, but like why is there no support? And it was it's too expensive to put an Australian band on. It's like, dude, I know fucking for a fact that myself, Piston Fist, there's so many bands that would just go, oh, you don't need to pay me, motherfucker. Let me play on the same stage as these legends. Like this is what we dream about. This is the stuff that you dream about as kids. I don't want your fucking money. I'm not. Yeah. If I got in this for money, I'd be in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, just give me a brekkie burger, cunt.
Fucking A, man. That'd be fucking rad. Throw us a couple of schooners. The boys are cheering. Like, not hard. It's not, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be hard. It should be the go. You should be fucking getting local bands. Big shout out to Frankenbach for getting the fucking Alien Ant Farm and CKY.
CKY, dude. I was super fucking happy about that one as well, dude. I recently interviewed Alien Ant Farm too, so I was super fucking stoked. And I'm like, I'm most definitely going to that. I was like, oh, yeah, I want to go. But as soon as I seen Frankenbach on, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to this fucking
Absolutely,
man. I don't know what it is, but I just...
And it was good. They didn't just get Melbourne. They got, Sydney, Brisbane.
Everywhere except for Perth.
Yeah, so sick. So sick.
Yeah, I'm fucking super proud of them, man. So you've also got a couple of shows coming up. I do want to touch on them. The Dimebag Memorial at the Backroom in Brisbane is on the 7th of December. That's free entry as well. Looking forward to that one. You got any tracks you're going to rip out or not let anything go yet?
Yeah, we're working on a couple of Pantera covers. We're still not 100% sure. We'll see how we go because they need to be done justice.
Yeah.
We had this conversation and, I'm looking at both of the guitarists right now going, fucking Dimebag, dude. And they're both like that. I don't think either of them have a fucking whammy bar on their guitar, let alone, pull out Dimebag solos. So we're on the fence on that one. We're definitely, we do a Machine Head cover, so we're still definitely going to pull that out. And we'll just we'll play it by ear. I think we'll keep rehearsing and have a bit of fun. But that's our first ever all ages show, so I'm extremely psyched. Yeah, they're just not a thing like they used to be, all ages shows.
No, I like it when I do. I like it when I do go to shows though, and I see the parents with the kids, and they got the headphones on,
bro,
and they're rocking out. It is so fucking cool. At While She Sleeps gig, this lady brought in their daughter, and it was her birthday, and they brought her up on stage while she sleeps, gave her a drumstick. The whole crowd sang "Happy Birthday" to her, and I was like, she's going to be a metalhead for life now.
Absolutely.
I'm so fucking proud of that moment. I'm like, and there needs to be more of it. It just encourages me as a person to see that.
Yeah, that's so sick. They've sold her soul to metal at that point. She's in 100%. That's so sick.
Yeah, no, it was super, super fucking cool to see. You've also got I love the play on words with this, the Munk and Petal Fest in January on the 4th, yeah?
Yeah. That's going to be a good one. That's a really cool lineup full of punk bands and metal bands. And looking forward to that one as well. That's going to be a ripper. Big fan of Area 7 as a young bloke, I used to
Speaking
love
my
that
language,
shit.
bro. We're about the same age, dude.
Yeah, man. I really dug that shit. Like Thieves, there are a few, a couple of mates of mine. I'm looking forward to seeing them guys. There's a metal band from New Zealand coming over for it too. They're fucking sick. I can't remember the name of them, but they're Chasing Titans. That's
Yeah.
them. Yeah, they're really rad, dude. You might want to hook them up. They're like I rate them very highly. I reckon
Yeah,
they're
dude. Oh, the fucking New Zealand music scene is unreal, dude. Like,
yeah,
was it Blindfolded and Led to the Woods? They're really fucking good as
yeah.
well. They recently got denied entry into the US for a tour because they're supposedly not big enough. How the fuck does a band get big if they can't tour it like over in
Oh
the US and
no,
Oh
that's
yeah, it was crazy, man.
ridiculous.
I think they were going to be over there playing with Carnifex or some big fucking US band as a support. They landed a support slot and then they got
Oh,
denied entry. Paid a whole heap of visa shit and then went through the process and then they rejected them saying they weren't a big enough fucking band.
how heartbreaking is that for them boys? That's just
Oh,
so shit.
oh, it would have been fucking
Unbelievable.
yeah, dude. And I like how hard was it to get into Europe? Was that fairly easy? I suppose that was a lot easier to get into.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
should have
that
gone for
was.
Europe.
Yeah, UK was a little bit harder. We needed all the visas and shit like that for the UK. But yeah, Europe. Man, the hardest thing, we had trouble crossing borders.
Yep.
We had some it was because we didn't have the original copy. We had a photocopy of some of the paperwork for our hire vehicle. No
Okay.
shit. And they, man, with big guns and fucking swearing, screaming, yelling at you, pointing the finger. Like our anxiety every
Oh
time we
yeah.
come up to a border crossing was very, very high. But we worked it out. One of the girls, the girl that was with us, she had accidentally put the tour poster in with our paperwork, and she handed that to him. And dude, change was off the chain. Like
Yeah.
from where's paperwork? What this? What is this? Fucking who are you? To rock and roll. Oh yes, rock and roll. And then like they put fucking Piston Fist on YouTube in the back of the fucking the back of the border control little cabin thing that they've got, and they're in there rocking out, and like I'm sweating bullets, freaking out, going, "Is this what a twisted, weird world is this shit?" I just got screamed at, and now they're like fucking looking at us like we're rock stars. This is insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
welcome to
so
fucking Europe.
yeah, dude, it was extremely eye opening,
Yeah.
extremely. Yeah, but the food, the beer, the people, the venues was so sick.
Yeah, it definitely would have been one hell of an experience. Look, I could go on all bloody night. What's next for you guys besides the festivals? When do you reckon fucking next music you're dropping? Or I don't want an exact date, but you got some new music coming
Yeah,
soon?
we're
Or
definitely we're looking at March,
yeah,
dropping some new music in March. We've got some touring to do
yeah,
in February, March. We're working on another overseas tour. We've got we're going to
nice.
sit down and have another meeting where
Okay.
yeah, so we're not taking pulling the brake on at all. We're just gonna keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. It's really cool to have X Music behind us now, and but hopefully we can line some cool stuff up with the Bach.
Yep.
And yeah, enjoy it. I fucking love touring with them guys. I've got all the time in the world for them. So if we can play some shows around Australia with Frankenbach, I'll be stupid happy.
Oh fuck yeah, dude, and get down to Adelaide would be cool too. And it's
Yep.
consistency as well, and which is great to see. And I know you've been hard at it since the formation of the band. It is having that consistency as a band and constantly releasing something, fucking dropping something, a fucking
Yeah.
Facebook post and shit like that to keep
Oh
people
man,
on because it's a fickle fucking society, man. If you're not consistent, then they just fucking move on, man.
this is absolutely the truth, dude. And it's the same. I learned a lot of this social media shit
Shit, I know.
because I'm a tattoo artist, and I've got to constantly promote myself in tattooing, or I go really, really fucking hungry. So, I've lucky enough been able to pull some of that over to playing music and promoting a band. It's hard, and
It is hard because we're very self-deprecating as Aussies, man. I find like I work with a US station called Cranium Radio, and some days I'm fucking listen, don't listen, whatever, fucking
yeah,
The owner's like, hey bro, probably not like that so much. And I'm like, I
yeah.
can't help it, man. I'm just very self-deprecating. I have trouble at promoting myself and talking myself up. I can talk other people up, but myself, I have trouble doing that.
Yeah, man, I'm exactly the same, dude. I don't like it. I don't look like. I don't enjoy it. I some guys are just so good with it, and I'm kind of jealous, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Hopefully, as far as music goes, the music speaks for itself, and that's the kind of way to do it. And I'll just keep. I might not be saying I'm amazing, but I'll just keep putting the band in front of people's faces, and hopefully they go, well, fuck, I suppose I better listen. I'm sick of seeing this shit,
That's it. Better listen, better go along and go buy a ton of fucking merch. Look, Jeff, this has been an absolute pleasure to get to talk to you about Piston Fist. I want to talk to you again really fucking soon when you got some more music dropping, bro. Do you have any last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you want to add in there, mate?
No, man, thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. Very, very much, especially from you. Thank you. And like, look after your mates. Keep your ears open. Fucking, if you can help a friend, if you can make somebody feel a bit better about themselves, then fucking do it. Do it. Look after yourself. Yeah.
That's it. Look after yourself and look after each other. And while you're doing it, crank some piston fists while you're looking after each other, because the neighbours are going to want to hear it too. Cheers, mate.
That's sick. Well done.
Oi, you're tuned in to Jai That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.